Commander Zexathara's four eyes burned with exhaustion as she stared at the tactical display. 3 solar cycles had passed since the human vessel Defiance had been captured, and still their prisoner remained locked in the maximum security holding bay. The Kalari had expected interrogation to be simple. Humans were young, their technology primitive compared to the ancient Kalari Empire that had ruled this sector for millennia. They had been wrong about many things. Status report, Zexathara commanded, her chitinous fingers clicking against the command console. The human refuses to speak, Commander, reported her aide, Velkar. Our neural probes cannot penetrate its mental defenses, and it shows no fear response to our standard intimidation protocols. Zexathara's mandibles clicked in frustration. The human, a female calling herself Captain Sarah Chen, had been aboard, a stealth reconnaissance vessel that had somehow slipped past their outer sensor nets. When they'd finally detected and captured the ship, they'd discovered something that had sent shockwaves through the Kalari High Command. Detailed schematics of the Empire's most classified weapon, the Void Render. The Void Render was the pinnacle of Kalari technology, a weapon that could tear holes in space-time itself, capable of destroying entire star systems. Its existence was known only to the highest echelons of the Empire. The fact that a primitive human had obtained its blueprints was impossible, yet the evidence was undeniable. Perhaps, Velkar suggested hesitantly, we should simply eliminate the human and destroy its vessel? No. Zexathara's voice carried the weight of command. The High Council demands answers. How did this creature obtain our most sacred secrets? We must know if there are others. 3 decks below, Captain Sarah Chen sat in her cell, seemingly at peace despite the energy restraints that bound her to the wall. Her brown eyes studied every detail of her prison, the molecular composition of the walls, the frequency patterns of the force field, the mathematical algorithms governing the security systems. What her captors didn't know was that Sarah wasn't just a reconnaissance officer. She was a xenotechnology specialist with an eidetic memory and an intuitive understanding of quantum mechanics that bordered on the supernatural. While the Kalari thought they were hiding their secrets from her, Sarah was learning everything about their technology simply by observing her surroundings. The Void Render schematics hadn't been stolen, they'd been reconstructed. Sarah had observed Kalari ships in battle from long range, analyzed their energy signatures, and used theoretical physics to reverse engineer their impossible weapon. It had taken her 3 years of careful observation and calculation. But she'd done what the Kalari considered impossible. She'd understood their technology better than they understood it themselves. Now, locked in their most secure facility, she was surrounded by that same technology. And Sarah was learning. The force field generator hummed at a specific frequency. She mapped its harmonic resonances. The gravity plating beneath her feet operated on principles the Kalari had discovered but never fully understood. She grasped the underlying mathematics in minutes. The quantum locks on her restraints were elegant but flawed. She could see 17 different ways to circumvent them. But Sarah didn't just learn, she improved. By the 4th day, Commander Zexathara was growing desperate. The High Council was demanding results, and political pressure was mounting. The human's presence was an existential threat to Kalari superiority. Commander, Velkar's voice carried an edge of panic. We're detecting massive energy fluctuations from the detention level. Zexathara's blood chilled. The human? Unknown, but the readings are impossible. The energy signature is similar to the Void Render, but the output is increasing exponentially. They rushed to the detention level, followed by a squad of elite guards. What they found defied explanation. Captain Chen stood in her cell, no longer bound by restraints. Her hands moved in complex patterns, and the air around her shimmered with impossible geometries. She wasn't breaking out. She was building something. The cell's own systems, the station's power grid, even the quantum foam of space itself was being restructured by her will and understanding. How? Zexathara whispered. Sarah looked up, her human eyes holding depths of understanding that made the ancient Kalari feel primitive. Your Void Render is crude, she said calmly. You tear holes in space-time through brute force, wasting 94.7% of your input energy and creating dangerous dimensional instabilities. The energy around her coalesced into a perfect sphere of controlled void, a miniature version of the Kalari superweapon, but orders of magnitude more stable and efficient. You tried to hide your technology from humanity, Sarah continued, but you fundamentally misunderstood us. We don't just copy. We improve. We innovate. We take your ancient, stagnant designs and make them better. The sphere pulsed, and Sarah's modifications to the station's systems activated. Every Kalari weapon, every shield generator, every piece of technology on the station suddenly operated at peak theoretical efficiency, performance levels the original designers had thought impossible. I could destroy the station, Sarah said, dismissing the void sphere with a gesture. I could cripple your fleet. But that's not why humanity sent me here. Then why? Zexthara managed to ask. Sarah smiled, an expression that somehow managed to be both gentle and terrifying. To show you what happens when you try to hide from us. We don't conquer worlds through force, Commander. We do it through understanding. Every secret you keep from us, every technology you hide, we'll figure it out, improve it, and give it back to the galaxy freely. She stepped forward, and the energy barriers simply parted before her. Tell your High Council that humanity offers an alliance, not a conquest. We can help you optimize everything, your weapons, your ships, your civilization itself. Or you can keep hiding from us and watch as we make your greatest achievements obsolete overnight. As alarms blared throughout the station, Sarah walked calmly toward the docking bay where her modified ship waited. A ship that now incorporated improvements to Kalari technology that the Empire's greatest minds would need centuries to develop. Commander Zexthara watched her go, knowing that everything had changed. The age of Kalari supremacy was over. The age of human innovation had begun, and there was nothing they could do to stop it.